The multifamily market had a strong start in 2018. Vacancy rates continue to march upwards, but have been moving slower than forecasted, increasing on average only 10 basis points each quarter. This continues to be a testament to the strength of demand for multifamily housing as vacancy rates remain below the long-run average despite the high level of new supply entering the market. The peak in new completions is anticipated to be sometime this year, but new supply will not drop off meaningfully from there. In general, we expect to have several years of supply just below the current delivery levels. Absorptions rebounded at the end of 2017 and remained strong in the first half of 2018, but the sheer quantity of new supply has outpaced demand, which is causing vacancy rates to increase. We expect 2018 numbers to trend similar to 2017. Vacancy rates up to 5.1% and rent growth outpacing overall inflation.
So far this year, the economy continues to perform well, with job growth in the first 6 months exceeding expectations. As a result, the unemployment rate dropped to 3.8% in May, the lowest it's been since 2000, and ended the second quarter at 4%. As the labor market remains tight, we'd expect stronger wage growth, which is starting to take shape, with wages increasing 2.7% over the past year. More jobs and higher wages will help fuel household formations. Demographics and lifestyle preferences will continue to entice many of these formations into multifamily rentals. At the metro level, most markets will experience moderation in rent growth throughout the rest of this year compared to the prior year. However, growth is still expected to outpace the long-run averages for most of the metros. While the overall multifamily rental market remains strong, there are some metros worth keeping an eye on due to large amounts of new supply slowing fundamentals. The more notable metros are New York City, Orange County, and Riverside. But because of their strong local economies, we expect growth to be subdued only temporarily as new supply gets absorbed. Looking at our forecasted top 10 metros by gross income for 2018, we see a shift away from the West Coast. Although a few remain, such as Seattle, Los Angeles, and Denver, top growth contenders from the past few years, such as Sacramento and Portland, have dropped off the list due to higher vacancies and new supply. At the same time, several other markets with relatively lower new supply, such as Houston, Jacksonville, Tampa, and Fort Lauderdale, are expected to see higher gross income growth this year, moving them up the list.
While we expect to see high levels of multifamily supply enter the market, stepping back and looking at the overall housing market, we see a different picture. Based on the historical number of single-family and multifamily completions going back the past several decades, the economy has been experiencing a shortage since the Great Recession. So overall housing demand continues to exceed supply, creating tight housing markets with increasing prices and rents. While the gap is narrowing, total housing supply has consistently fallen short over the past 10 years. All in all, we expect multifamily fundamentals to remain solid. Strong demand for multifamily investments and healthy fundamentals will continue to push industry origination volumes up this year by 3.3% to $305 billion. Results, as always, will be mixed across individual markets, but in general, we look forward to the rest of 2018 being another good year for the multifamily market.